Sweet. So my video cut off, but I'm on day 6 or 7 now. I'm gonna have to put like at the bottom continued or whatever. So, uh, um, so yeah, day 6 or 7. I've had two separate dreams. Um, hold on, let me pause real quick and just read it. Okay, I just want to read it before I say it. So I had two separate dreams. I'm not too sure. I honestly still don't even know what this first one might have been about, but I don't know. I think I might have been missing. Let me just read it. Okay, so this was the first dream. I was playing basketball, but I wasn't performing too well. I was missing my shots. So to me, it means I'm missing the point at something. It could be. I said it could be relationship wise, like with my son, or or like not with or my relationship with the Most High, or even during this time of fasting. Nobody in regards to anybody in the past, nobody like that. So, or with my enemies, I could be missing something that is going on with my enemies at the time. Things like that. So, I'm not too sure what, but like, let me see. As I was playing against people and with people as a team, my teammates were scoring, but I wasn't. Kind of like a practice session. It was like a scrimmage, basically, but it was with people I knew. They were all older people, people I never associated with, though. Like outside of whatever, like as friends. But they were just people I kind of knew or seen around. Um, and so it's kind of like I don't know, dude. It was weird. Like everybody was, everybody on my team was making their shots, but when I shot, I wasn't making nothing. And so again, I'm missing the point to something. Either the point of the fasting, or maybe my relationship with my son at the time, or my relationship with Yahuwah, or something. I think is probably I was missing the point of um, I don't know, man. Maybe I don't know. I don't know because it was weird. Like it was just a random dream, dude. I don't know. So I probably pray about it, but I just want you to know that's the first dream I had. But the second one, I remember the second one. This one was important. This one is the one that made me wake up and was just like, what? Yeah, this one was a good one. So swimming. All right, I was swimming. Check it out. There was a woman in the background. I was afraid to hold on. Okay, so I was swimming, all right, and there was a woman in the background. No one from the past. I was afraid to get close to her, all right? So that's what I remembered in my dream. And I was swimming with my glasses on underwater and was able to see so much clearer. Was under there for a long time that I didn't have time to come up for air, so I breathed underwater once, then came up for air. I didn't choke or consume water. I breathed as if I were to breathe air underwater. So like I would breathe normally like I am right now, but I breathed like that underwater for just that breath, right? And then I went back underwater and was collecting silver pennies. Some quarters, not much. Pretty sure it's my fasting. Being in a state of heavy fasting, I can see much clearer. Underwater for a long time, then breathing is just my body craving food but dealing with it by allowing the spirit to take over. I was collecting silver pennies. Collecting silver pennies is wisdom and knowledge, while being under a fasted state. Silver is worth more than a penny. The silver is what's important, not the penny. All right, and so let me just try to make this thing, try to paint the picture for you. So I was swimming. there was this woman out there. She was like sunbathing, and she was watching. But like I knew she was there, but I wouldn't get close to her because I don't know. But anyway, I was like in this pool area, and I was like going underwater. I was under there, and I breathed because I was like so far underwater that I wasn't gonna make it to the top to breathe air. So I breathed in my mouth, and I had that breath, and that to me is, being in this fasted state. Like I'm craving food so much. It's like when you just walk in faith and don't allow that to consume you, you you just release everything to the Most High, right? And you just don't have to, you just get that, like, okay, so, like being underwater, if you were there to hold your breath for a long time, you know, you feel like you need to breathe, right? Or else you're gonna drown, right? But like being in a fasted state, like you just, you just, you're so deep into it, you you like you want to eat. Like you want to eat, dude. Like I don't think people understand like how intense fasting is. It's like you just want to eat, but like when you don't eat, you 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 just lay everything on the Most High, and you just get elevated essentially, right? Like you just get to a state of consciousness to where you just like let everything pass. Like you just like getting that breath of spiritual healing. It's like you're just giving everything to Him, and you don't have to worry about anything. Like all your worries of eating and whatever just be laid upon Him, all right? And you just allow Him to do the work. Okay, and so that was like me eating, with me getting that fresh, getting that breath of air underwater. Okay, and so, and then I go back in the water. I dive in the water after I get up for air, and then um, I start collecting silver pennies. Okay, silver pennies. I woke up, and I'm just like, okay, I was collecting all these silver pennies underwater, some quarters, but like not much, but it was more so the silver pennies, right? And then I wake up, and then, dude, I'm not even joking. I look on the floor in my like living room, dining room area, and there's a freaking penny on the floor. And I'm just like, oh yeah, crap, I remember this dream, right? It was like a regular copper penny. But like the point is the silver penny, right? And I Googled how much silver pennies are worth, and they're a lot. Silver pennies are worth a lot. And me collecting all these silver pennies underwater is me getting all of this knowledge and information that I'm sharing with you. I wouldn't have been able to get all this stuff if I didn't, have all of this information or even go through this to share with you, okay? And so the silver pennies, if you Google it, it's worth more than a freaking penny or even the silver in general, all right? So like they're pretty expensive. And so, that alone with this dream um, was what's important. Getting all this information to share with you so you can, um, you know, understand the severity of what this witchcraft and magic can do to you. Okay, so again, like being underwater is being in this fasted state for so long. What did I say? 7 days, 6 or 7. And being underwater is like me being in this fasted state of 6 or 7 days. And it's just like being in this state. I'm collecting silver pennies. The silver pennies is the wisdom and knowledge of getting all of this information and going through this process of temptation, endurance, patience, belief, and trust with the Most High. Okay, and so that's the point of the dream that I understood to be true. Okay, so like again, like this dream was nuts, dude. It was wild, and I still don't understand what that woman was. Like I said, she was just sunbathing, relaxing, and watching. She was just hanging out, not causing any problems. You know, um, it was nuts, and so. Um, yeah, I don't know. And I said this thing started to attack me and made me think perverse or negative thoughts towards the people arriving or already there. Um, Yeah, so like again, I was there in this pool. There was people there hanging out, and then like as soon as I woke up, before I woke up, I started to think negative towards them. Me knowing when I wake up, like even though I've endured all of this so far, 6 or 7 days in, I'm still gonna have this twisted mentality every now and then towards people that I might come across on a daily basis. Right, so it's not completely done yet, and it's not completely left me, but I'm still gonna face these things regardless. So again, even though I'm getting all of this information, the silver penny's worth of knowledge and wisdom, being in this fasted state of 6 or 7 days, being underwater, it's all the work that I've put in and have gotten so far. At the end of my dream, I'm still dealing with this infectious, spiritual, um, witchcraft or magic. It's just and so that's what the end of the dream was telling me. Like even though there was people there swimming and stuff, I'm still thinking negative towards them. Before I woke up, and I'm just like, okay, I get it. Even though I've got all this information and stuff, I I'm still, I still have this infectious spiritual decline that is still having triggers and problems towards people. Okay, so um, and like the attack wasn't heavy. It was just like I just knew something was gonna happen. It's not like a super heavy spiritual demonic attack. It's just like it's not as strong as it once was. All right. So now day 7 or 8, I dreamt about something I already knew. I think Yahuwah was telling me to be extra careful. I said, feeling a lot cleaner today, a lot. This is less active within my body. This thing is less active in my body. And then during this time, also in my life, I was dealing with enemies, people doing things, conspiring against me, this or that, trying to make it seem like I'm crazy, when dealing with these things, but people are just, um, like, it's just so bad. Like, this shit is bad, dude. It's bad down here. It's crazy. But, all I said was, these guys are making me seem like I'm crazy. Because they can read my thoughts, right? I was like, I just don't trust them. Uh, I just put I was gonna like edit in regards to the devils video. Like I made a video about devils and whatnot, and what these people can do in regards to conspiring and just what these guys do to try to make you believe the world. Their way of thinking, the things that they do. All these things. But like it's just I just said I was gonna probably edit that because these guys can read your thoughts. These guys can. When you realize you have no privacy, I mean, you get used to it, but like it's whatever, dude. I just kind of just don't even care anymore at this point. It's like it's whatever. But like when they read your thoughts and they try and you think and you're thinking correct, which is crazy. When you start thinking correct and truthful and crazy, that's when they start try to make you think that you're crazy, and they'll try to make you think that you're thinking wrong. Okay, and they're just bad people, dude. Like they're just. I mean, not all of them are like that, but like they want to control you, either with your thoughts or just trying to manipulate you in reality, or to conspire against you to where they don't even have to deal with you. That's basically it. So just be careful. Um, And I said day 7 or 8, it's exhausting. Uh, Again, this thing lies. Like I said, it's just gonna keep lying. It's gonna make you think otherwise. Still, oh yeah, I don't know. Just so if you're ever going through something and just 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 focus on you know just getting this thing out. All right, healing, getting this thing out because there's things in life that might make you question your reality when you're already going through stress physically, mentally, and spiritually at this time and moment, that anything more of added stress to you can really mess with you, right? Mentally. And you just need to focus on healing and getting this thing out. All right. So again, it does lie, and it's going to maybe, I don't know, bring things into your life to make it seem like that's the truth. Okay? When you might have thoughts otherwise, but you just don't know. So it's kind of hard to pinpoint to see what the truth might really be, so just focus on healing. So if you're single, don't be focusing on women. That's just the honest truth, all right, when dealing with this witchcraft. Because if you're focused on somebody and then something happens, this thing will make you believe like there's something, with that other person, So, and there very well might be something, and it's just like, okay, again, like I'm saying, like you don't want that added stress when you should be focusing on this. Or let's say you have your job, right? Um, like your job might want you to come in for extra hours or whatever, you don't need that added work stress into your life with everything else that you got going on, because and then like if you're already running through hoops and stuff at work, you being at work for more hours trying to, solve problems and issues is going to, run your brain down and make you work at a capacity that is just going to tire you out a lot quicker, and you're just going to just be extremely drained. Okay, so like I said, it's just exhausting at this point, 7 or 8 days, and oh damn! Oh, I forgot about this. Okay, so is making this thing is making things acceptable. Um, this thing is making things acceptable to laws that are already put in place, but not acceptable to the Most High. So what does that mean? That means like, okay, so let's say if you read the Bible and your salvation is, you know what your salvation is, but if you read and you understand that, um, so the laws that are already put in place, like let's say you believe that you're to have the Torah written upon the heart, but this thing is trying to make you think that, you don't have to follow the Torah, that Jesus or Yahushua did away with the Torah. It's trying to make you submit to these things that are put in place according to the world rather than according to the Most High. Okay? That's all I'm trying to say. All right, so day 7 or 8. This is also something I've come across. This is a lot of, believe it or not, but this is something I've seen. Shapeshifters. You will see them a lot clearer, okay? You can see them. Uh, when I first started waking up, I realized, shapeshifters were real. I was just like, but I just never really paid attention to it. I just knew this world was fucked up, excuse me for my language, and that, things aren't what they appear to be, okay? So, like, I didn't get saved until I was 23. That's a long time, and me realizing that there's already freaking kids that have turned to that side, that didn't even get a chance to walk in faith or whatever, it's like what the hell? Like knowing that now at that age, going through my life, not even having an idea of what that was like in middle school or even high school, knowing that this stuff was going on, and realizing at a late age that, this there's this stuff that happens, it's like I'm just saying, like, realizing and seeing when I got saved, like, I wasn't really putting my attention towards the shapeshifters that were being present to me, because, I was realizing how just crazy things were at that time, and like that's not really where my focus was at, but I knew people were doing things and shapeshifting right in front of me, without doing it right in front of me, right? So, like, it's just crazy, dude. So I just knew like this world was like messed up, but like I just never really paid or put too much focus on it, because like I really don't really know what shapeshifters are. I don't know how people do it. I had a dream that they can manipulate the blood of the host that they're trying to turn into, which makes them like that. I don't know how true that is, but that's what I was shown for myself, So it's I don't know. It's you know, again, when I say you can see shapeshifters a lot clearer at my job, when I first started, I knew that my coworker turned and shapeshifted into another man when he came in, and I knew it was him, dude. Like he just had the same mannerisms, he had the same uh, uh, professional um, like aura with him, Like it literally same thing, just a different person. Like you could tell these people are the same person. They're just they just have a different like physical appearance, but you can tell by the mannerisms, you can tell by the way that they talk, or not even by the way that they talk, just the way that their jaw moves to the same liking of that other person. Like it's like these small subtle details that just make you look at this person knowing that this person is the person that you worked with, but it's a different person in a different body, you know? And it's just weird, dude. It's like these people are just like, I don't know. I knew that was the case, like when I first started at my job, I was like, okay, this is obviously my coworker, but I'm just gonna fucking play dumb since they like to play games, right? So, whatever. Um, it's just weird. So anyway, 7 or 8 days in, you can see these shapeshifters a lot clearer, right? Um, I saw this my other coworker, same freaking mannerisms, dude. Like just looking at this person, like it's this person, and you just I don't know what these people do, dude, but they're weird. They're fucking weird, man. They're weird, dude. Like they're just weird, bro. Like I don't know, man. And so I don't even know. I haven't really studied a whole lot about shapeshifters because it's obviously something dark or like they could be clones or nah, they're fucking shapeshifters, dude. They're people turning into people. It's like it's weird because I had this dream. Yeah, like they're doing something with the blood that they get from people or something. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that, but they're doing something. So uh, yeah, it's just weird, dude. So anyway, um, but 7 or 8 days, you can see these, somebody that is a devil, but then you see that person is like, you see them transform into somebody else, but then you're second guessing yourself, like, could this be somebody I know or work with? Like don't second guess yourself. Really pay attention to these people and look beyond the physical appearance of them because you can see it, dude. Like you can just see it so much clearer 7 or 8 days into this, dude. Like you can just dude, like it's them. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's them. Don't second guess yourself. Just see it, look at them, and just believe it's them. Like, it's weird, dude. These people are weird, man. These people are weird. You know, like we might get cool abilities from time to time, but like we don't do that dumb shit. Like I don't know what the point of changing into somebody else would be. You know, like that's weird. I don't know what the point of that would be. I don't know. It's whatever. But anyway, like I said, 7 or 8 days in, you can see these shapeshifters a lot clearer. So don't second guess yourself. Just know that what you're seeing is real, and that's that person that you know it is. That's all I'm trying to say. Day 8 or 9. I had a dream I could eat while being in the military. I was unsure about it. Uh, I was just so like being 8 or 9 days in, dude. You start to have like you start to think like maybe I was tricked, you know. But my dream, I was in the military. I was working out. There was a bunch of people that I kind of knew, not really. I knew them in the dream, but I don't know them in the real world, right? I knew them in the dream. And then I was working out and I was like, damn, dude, my strength is whack right now. You know, I was like, I need to eat. And then I started eating because I knew I needed to eat to build strength to pass these obstacles that were in my way, the physical things that I needed to do. I needed to eat to get strong and get my strength back, right? And so that's the dream I had about being in the military. Um, and I was unsure about it. I woke up and I was like, I don't know, but like I was like so deep into this, like I'm thinking like, you know what? I'm just gonna skip it. You know, I don't know what to believe at this point. I don't want to mess anything up. Being 8 or 9 days in fasting, you know, and I just so worried about this thing just coming back and like being here. You know, um, so I just kind of never minded it. I didn't eat that day, and I kind of because I was just in the back of my head thinking like, can I trust this dream? You know, and so I just played it safe. And then I dreamt about friends, um, or friends, about sins and what to be careful of, the individual and the sins they died in. So let's say if I were to make friends with somebody, the sins that they died in would rub off on me. You know, if they died in their sins to being or using drugs, that would eventually rub off on me if I were to remain friends with them because that's what they would do, you know. And that's what essentially what my dream was about. Like, let's say this person, I've never, if I became friends with somebody and they died in their sins in regards to drugs, and that's all they kept doing around me, eventually that would creep into my life, and that would be my fault because I allowed that person to be my friend, knowing that the dream I had about them was about them being dead in their sins to the drugs that they used, So, these are the types of dreams that I was having at this time. Again, it comes back when you think something negative or perverse. It grows within you, needs to repent no matter what. So again, it's when you think something, it's gonna still come back and everything else. It's just something that you need to keep constantly doing to repent and everything. Um, I said it's a bit aggressive today. Not. Oh, I said I'm a bit aggressive today. Not trying to be just this far in is a lot. Plus, having multiple signals is throwing me off. Could be. Oh, I said it could be fixed. I just got to be nice, I guess. But again, 8 or 9 days in fasting, mental, spiritual, physical demands are being exhausted and pushed to the limit. You're going to be annoyed. You're going to be frustrated. You're going to be mad. You're going to be like, people don't understand what it is that you have to do to get these things out. Okay, so like if people say like you shouldn't be fasting if you're complaining about it, like, no, like, you need to understand the the amount of stress that you're going through to get these things out, to get the healing that you need, to get the answers that you need, like, especially if you haven't fasted this much or this long before, it's gonna do something to you. Like, the sun does say wash your face so it looks like nobody knows that you're fasting. When you're in public, and that's true. Like, don't look all disheveled and like you're sad and this and that. Like, I mean, it's kind of hard not to, but like, just do your best to uplift yourself and everything. It's but again, like, you're gonna feel aggressive and angry and mad, and listen, that some people have more. If they've been doing it for a long time, you won't have these this aggressive tendency towards just the process of it. You know, it'll eventually pass. Um, and also, just like 8 or 9 days in, realize, like, conspiracies, conspiring and everything. The feds, devils and stuff. They all work for different companies. They're all under different aliases of um, a work environment. Like the utilities around here, they're everywhere. You're 8 or 9 days in, you see things as you should. You see the people, the devils working together. You see the feds working with the devils. You see people being brought into your workplace to try to conspire against you. Like, you see so much more clear at this time in your fasting that you're not that these people are lying to you, but that your intuition and that your connection to Yahuwah is far superior than what these people are trying to make you believe. Okay? Because these people are trying to make you believe a lie. And these people are trying to make it seem like you're crazy. But knowing what it is that got you to the point where you're at, and knowing where your connection is and how secure with you are within yourself and your faith and belief in the Most High and everything that you've gone through and your experiences, that you start to pick pieces here and there. Like, sometimes you might overthink. Like, I still do that to this day. Sometimes you might overthink, and I do that. But when that you see when that what you see to be true is true and honest, about conspiracies, just the feds working with civilians. You got civilian CIA agents. You got civilian FBI agents that are, devils. They're just working in jobs or whatever. They're all working together, and it's like, you see it. You see it, and you know that you're not crazy, and you know that these people are. The system of the world is just the way that it's ran. Unfortunately. And you just got to be strong during all of this and not fall into what these people are trying to make you believe, because then you'll just be like any other person that is programmed to the world and is having a hard time coming out from the things that they were taught growing up through the system of education or just, in life. It's like, I'm not trying to knock anybody or anything like that, but like I said, this brings me back to my point of me being saved at 23. Like, I had no idea none of this was going on. I had no idea. The first time I started realizing people were talking backwards and seeing snake eyes was when I was having my awakening. I had no idea. And then for me to realize that at 23, that there's children that didn't even have a chance yet to walk in faith, middle school, high school, it's like what's really going on, Like, how did I miss this growing up? How did I, not catch on to this stuff in school? It's like, I was completely being blindsided from the fact of the things that are going on behind the scenes, and it's crazy, dude. It's wild, and it's like, I don't know. So like 8 or 9 days in, you your consciousness, I guess, gets elevated and more in tune with your surroundings. It starts to develop a little bit more to, I guess, seeing things as they truly are. Being in this world. Um, and all this and that, and it's like, and it's crazy because like you see when you wake up, you have no idea all this stuff is going on, right? And then when you start following the truth, which is the way of Yahuwah, our enemies are looking at it as like, how can this be, right? So it's like a complete paradox, right? Like you wake up and you're just like, what? How can this be? This has been going on this whole time, right? Like you start processing and just like, oh no, and then when you start doing things according to his way, the other people are just like, what? How can this be? There's no way, like it's weird, like it's like weird, it's like now they have a glimpse of what the truth is when they wake up, and it's like, now they're kind of in your shoes when you start going through things. So anyway, yeah, that's what I got from like day 8 or 9. I didn't mean to ramble there, but I was just kind of, letting you guys know the things that happened there. Okay, so day 9 or 10. Oh fudge! I don't even know if I want to read this. I'm gonna read it. So I dreamt people were mad I didn't go back to someone because I don't know what this dream was about. But it's probably true. It's just I don't know, dude. This is like day 9 or 10. It's just wild, bro. So let me see. I said dreamt people were mad I didn't go back to someone because they, because like something, and I chose not to go back with them. And I wrote, this is true. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just not gonna get into that because that's just its own little thing with its spiritual connections that I made a video on, but I probably won't put yet. I'm gonna keep this one though because this one's kind of. I'm gonna keep it for a different video probably. So I dreamt. So this is what's important. I dreamt I was trying to wake up the children in the world, and I was the only one that was able to. Okay, because again, people aren't gonna tell you the things I just told you. People aren't gonna tell you the things that people can't, because they're bound by the spiritual prism, I guess, that this world is offering them. They can't speak the truth. They're afraid to speak the truth because they're gonna die. They're gonna get they're gonna get conspired. They're going to get conspired on. They're going to, they're afraid. Like they can't do the things that I can speak so openly about. Like they don't have that relationship with the Most High to where they feel secure enough to speak the things that need to be spoken. Again, the world says Jesus, Yahuwah says Yahushua. So who's really going to tell the truth here?